The 3 worst vegetables that can worsen numbness in your feet. Do your feet ever feel strange, like they've fallen asleep and never fully woken up? Maybe you feel tingling, a burning sensation, or just numbness that lingers through the day. It might come and go, or it might be there every time you sit or lie down. For many people over 60, this is a common experience. It can be frustrating, worrying, and even painful. You might think it's because of age or poor circulation, and that could be part of it. But here's something most people never suspect. A vegetable that you eat regularly, maybe even every day, might be making it worse. I'm talking about spinach. Yes, the same green leafy vegetable we're often told is healthy and full of nutrients. And it's true. Spinach is rich in iron, calcium, fiber, folate, and several vitamins. But if you're someone dealing with numbness or tingling in your feet, and you eat spinach frequently, it could be part of the problem. This sounds surprising, right? But let's look at what happens in your body when you eat a lot of spinach, especially as you age. Spinach contains high levels of natural compounds called oxalates. These oxalates bind with calcium in your body and form tiny crystals called calcium oxalate. Your kidneys usually help flush these out through urine. But as we age, kidney function can slow down. When these crystals start to build up, they can block small blood vessels and slow down circulation, especially in areas furthest from the heart, like your feet. Poor circulation means that oxygen and nutrients can't reach your nerves properly. And when nerves don't get what they need, they start to misfire. That's when you feel numbness, tingling, or that uncomfortable pressure in your feet. Research supports this. A 2017 study in the journal Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity explained how oxalate buildup in the body increases inflammation and may damage blood vessels over time. The risk is higher in older adults and people who already have weaker kidneys, high blood pressure, or nerve problems. So if you already deal with slow circulation, high blood sugar, or even mild nerve damage, eating too many high oxalate foods like spinach may silently make things worse. But oxalates aren't the only issue. Spinach is also very high in vitamin K1. Now, vitamin K is important because it helps blood clot properly, which protects you from bleeding too much if you get hurt. But here's the problem. Many seniors take blood thinner medications like warfarin to prevent strokes or blood clots. If you're on one of these medications and eat too much vitamin K from spinach, it can reduce how well your medicine works. That means your blood may clot too easily. And when your blood is thicker, it doesn't flow as smoothly through your body. That leads to poor circulation, which again affects your feet first. Less blood to your feet means more numbness and more tingling. A medical review from Thrombosis Research in 2019 stressed that people taking blood thinners must keep their vitamin K intake steady. Big swings in vitamin K, eating a lot one day and none the next, can confuse your medication and cause your blood to thicken or thin too much. Many people eat spinach in large amounts on some days without realizing it's affecting their blood consistency and circulation. And there's one more reason spinach could be causing problems: your gut. Your gut has special bacteria that help digest different types of food. Some of these good bacteria also help break down oxalates before they enter your bloodstream. But as we get older, these good bacteria decrease. If you've taken antibiotics in the past few months, or eat a low-fiber diet, you may have even fewer of these helpful microbes. That means more oxalates from spinach make it into your blood instead of being safely passed out through your stool. The more oxalates in your blood, the more crystals form. And these crystals don't just cause kidney stones. They also collect in blood vessels and soft tissue, slowing circulation and irritating nearby nerves. Now let's imagine a regular day. You want to eat healthy, so you make a smoothie in the morning. You toss in a banana, almond milk, and a large handful of raw spinach. At lunch, you have a spinach salad with olive oil and a boiled egg. For dinner, you sauté more spinach with garlic as a side to your grilled fish. This might sound like a perfect day of eating, but if you've been having foot numbness lately, it could be the spinach. You probably wouldn't suspect it, but your body is giving you signals. Your feet feel heavy. Your toes buzz when you lie down. Your ankles feel swollen in the evening. And yet you keep eating spinach because you believe you're doing the right thing. So, what should you do? First, don't panic. Spinach is not poison. But like many things, too much can cause problems, especially if your body isn't handling it well. If you've been eating it daily, it's time to take a break. You can reduce the harm by cooking your spinach instead of eating it raw. Studies show that boiling spinach can cut the oxalate content nearly in half. You can also rotate it with other greens that are lower in oxalates, like romaine lettuce, bok choy, mustard greens, or turnip greens. These give you the fiber and vitamins you need without the extra stress on your circulation. If you're on blood thinners, you should also let your doctor know how often you're eating spinach. You don't need to avoid vitamin K, but it helps to eat it in steady amounts, not huge doses one day and none the next. Spread your greens out during the week instead of loading them into one day. Another simple trick is to stay well hydrated. Water helps your kidneys flush out extra oxalates before they build up. Many seniors don't drink enough water, especially in cooler weather or when they're not feeling thirsty. A little more water throughout the day can help reduce swelling and improve blood flow. You can also eat foods rich in probiotics, like yogurt or kefir, to help rebuild the good bacteria in your gut that break down oxalates. Your body changes as you age. Foods that were helpful in your 30s may affect you differently in your 60s or 70s. If you're dealing with nerve problems, slow circulation, or foot numbness, even something as simple as cutting back on spinach could give your nerves a chance to breathe. Many people report feeling less tingling, less pressure, and more energy in their legs after just a few weeks of reducing high oxalate vegetables. So if your feet are giving you trouble, and you've been eating spinach every day thinking it's healthy, consider that your good habit might need an update. Listen to your body. Give your nerves a break. Switch things up. You don't have to give up healthy eating. You just have to eat smart for the body you have now. 2. Broccoli. Have you ever eaten something that seemed perfectly healthy, only to feel worse a few hours later? Maybe you had a nice meal, but then your feet started to feel tight. Not painful exactly, but uncomfortable. That dull pressure, the tingling in your toes, or that strange feeling like your feet are wearing socks even when they're bare. You probably didn't blame the food. After all, how could something like broccoli be causing trouble? Broccoli is one of the most trusted vegetables out there. Doctors recommend it. Nutritionists praise it. It's in almost every healthy meal plan. And it truly does have benefits: fiber, vitamins, antioxidants. But if you often feel numbness or tingling in your feet, or you're someone who deals with poor circulation, there's something important you need to know. Broccoli, when eaten too often or in large amounts, could be quietly making things worse. Let's break this down step by step. First, broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable, which means it's in the same family as cabbage, cauliflower, and kale. These vegetables are known for being high in nutrients, but they also come with some unique compounds that not everyone tolerates well, especially older adults. One of the main concerns with broccoli is its vitamin K content. Like spinach, broccoli contains high amounts of vitamin K1. This vitamin helps blood clot. That's important when you get a cut or injury. But if you're over 60 and taking blood thinners like warfarin, this same vitamin can interfere with your medication. Blood thinners are supposed to keep your blood flowing freely, reducing the chance of clots that can lead to strokes or heart attacks. But too much vitamin K from food like broccoli can block the drug's effect, making your blood thicker again. Thicker blood flows more slowly, and slow-moving blood doesn't reach your feet as well. Your toes are already at the far end of your body, and they rely on strong, smooth circulation. If the blood is moving sluggishly because of too much vitamin K, your feet may not get the oxygen and nutrients they need. That's when the numbness and tingling get worse. A review in thrombosis and hemostasis confirms this link, stating that vitamin K intake must be consistent in people on anticoagulant medication, or it can reduce the effectiveness of treatment. This doesn't mean vitamin K is bad, but if you're eating broccoli multiple times a week and taking blood thinners, your medication might not work the way it's supposed to. Your doctor may have told you to eat the same amount of greens every week. But most people forget that broccoli counts too. Even cooked broccoli, or broccoli mixed into soups or stir-fries, adds to your vitamin K levels. But even if you're not on blood thinners, broccoli may still be a problem. Why? Because of something called goitrogens. Goitrogens are compounds that can interfere with your thyroid gland. The thyroid controls your body's metabolism, energy, and even your circulation. When it's not working properly, everything slows down. You may feel tired, cold, swollen, and yes, numb. Broccoli, especially raw broccoli, contains goitrogens in fairly high amounts. These compounds can block your thyroid's ability to absorb iodine, a mineral your thyroid needs to produce hormones. When iodine is blocked, your thyroid slows down. And when your thyroid slows down, your blood circulation also slows. That means your feet, already sensitive and far from your heart, get less blood. And when that happens, you feel that tingling, burning, or pressure building up again. You may not even realize your thyroid is involved, but small symptoms start to show. Your feet feel colder, your skin feels drier, your heart rate is lower than usual, and that buzzing in your toes keeps coming back after meals. This connection between cruciferous vegetables and thyroid function has been known for years. A study published in the journal Endocrine Reviews found that goitrogens in broccoli and similar vegetables can affect thyroid health, especially when iodine levels are already low. Many older adults, especially women, have mild thyroid issues without knowing it. So if you feel numbness in your feet and also feel tired, heavy, or mentally foggy, the broccoli in your diet might be contributing. Let's look at a common situation. You decide to eat healthy this week. You cook a stir-fry with lots of broccoli and carrots. You snack on raw broccoli with hummus. You make a broccoli soup the next day. By the third day, your ankles feel swollen and your socks leave deep marks. You lie down and your toes start to tingle. You stretch your feet, but the numbness stays. You think it's just aging, but it might be your body reacting to too much broccoli, affecting both your thyroid and your circulation. Now, here's something else to consider. Broccoli is high in fiber. That's usually a good thing. But when your digestion slows with age, too much fiber too quickly can cause bloating and gas. This leads to inflammation, and inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of good circulation. Inflamed blood vessels can't expand properly. That means more pressure in your legs, slower blood movement, and more nerve pain in your feet. Inflammation from diet doesn't always show up as stomach pain. Sometimes it shows up as swollen feet, tight shoes, or numb toes. A 2020 study in Nutrients found that chronic low-grade inflammation caused by diet affects blood vessel function and can trigger symptoms of peripheral neuropathy in older adults. So again, broccoli might not hurt you directly, but the way your aging body processes it could be causing more harm than good. So what can you do about all this? You don't have to stop eating broccoli, but if you eat it every day, it might be time to cut back. Instead of having it with every meal, try having it once or twice a week. Cook it well. Steaming or boiling reduces both goitrogens and vitamin K levels. Avoid eating it raw if you already have thyroid issues or poor circulation. You can replace it with other vegetables like zucchini, green beans, or bell peppers, which are much gentler on your thyroid and blood vessels. Also, make sure you're getting enough iodine in your diet. You can find iodine in iodized salt, eggs, dairy, and fish. If you're not sure about your thyroid function, ask your doctor for a simple blood test. If you're on blood thinners, ask your doctor how much vitamin K is safe for you, and keep your vegetable intake steady. And most importantly, listen to your body. If your feet feel worse after meals, write down what you ate. Look for patterns. Your body talks to you all the time. You just have to pay attention. You've worked hard to stay healthy. You've made the choice to eat better. But sometimes even healthy habits need to be adjusted. Especially after 60, when your body changes in small but important ways. One vegetable might be fine for someone else, but not for you, and that's okay. Your job is to find what works for you now. So the next time you reach for that bag of frozen broccoli or plan a broccoli-rich dinner, just ask yourself, how have my feet been feeling lately? If you've noticed more tingling, swelling, or pressure, it might be time to switch things up. Third, Swiss chard. Swiss chard is often praised for its color, crunch, and nutrient content. You see it in recipes. Doctors recommend it as part of a balanced diet. It's full of fiber, vitamin A, vitamin K, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. On paper, it looks perfect. But if you struggle with foot numbness, swelling, or poor circulation, this vegetable might be doing more harm than good, especially when eaten regularly or in large portions. Like spinach, Swiss chard is extremely high in oxalates. These are naturally occurring compounds that bind to minerals, especially calcium, in your body. When oxalates and calcium come together, they form small crystals. These crystals can block tiny blood vessels or build up in soft tissues like joints, muscles, and even nerves. The result? Poor circulation, nerve pressure, and discomfort, especially in the feet, where blood flow is already weaker in many seniors. Over time, these oxalate crystals can make your body hold on to more fluid, especially in the lower legs and feet. This fluid presses against the nerves, making numbness and tingling worse. A study in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2021 explained that oxalate overload, even from plant foods, can lead to oxidative stress, inflammation, and damage to blood vessels, especially in people with reduced kidney function, diabetes, or nerve issues. That's a big concern for older adults. Now picture this. You have a big bowl of sautéed Swiss chard at dinner. You're proud of yourself. You've skipped fried foods, chosen greens, maybe even added some garlic or olive oil. But 2 hours later, your feet feel tight. You get up and notice your legs look puffy. There's a strange buzzing in your heels. Maybe you chalk it up to a long day. Or maybe you think it's just something you have to live with. But what if your body is reacting to something in that vegetable? Oxalates are hard for your body to remove, especially if your kidneys aren't as strong as they used to be. As you age, your kidneys naturally slow down. They're still working, but not as efficiently. That means oxalates from foods like Swiss chard stick around longer. They circulate in your blood. They settle in places like your feet. They cause inflammation and trigger swelling. They reduce oxygen to your nerves, making them act up. That's when the numbness shows up. That's when your feet start to feel like they belong to someone else. Another thing to watch for is vitamin K. Swiss chard is one of the highest sources of vitamin K1, even more than broccoli or kale. If you're taking blood thinners, especially warfarin, this can be a problem. Too much vitamin K interferes with your medication, making your blood thicker. Thicker blood flows more slowly, and slow blood flow means cold feet, numb toes, and more pressure in your lower legs. Doctors usually tell patients on blood thinners to keep their vitamin K levels steady. But what most people don't realize is that even small daily changes can add up. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard has over 300% of the daily recommended amount of vitamin K. So if you're eating it often, your blood may be more likely to clot. That reduces blood flow to your extremities and increases your chances of pain, swelling, and nerve damage. But there's more. Swiss chard, especially when eaten raw or lightly cooked, can cause digestive discomfort in many older adults. This includes bloating, gas, and water retention. These symptoms may not sound serious, but they increase overall body inflammation. And inflammation, especially chronic low-grade inflammation, is known to interfere with nerve signals. A 2020 study published in Nutrients showed that ongoing internal inflammation can slow nerve repair, increase sensitivity to pain, and reduce blood flow in smaller vessels like the ones in your hands and feet. So what does this look like in real life? Maybe your shoes don't fit as well at the end of the day. Maybe your legs feel pumped up and your socks leave deep marks. You try to rest and elevate your feet, but the sensation stays. You get up in the morning and feel tingling in your toes, even though you slept well. If these things happen often, and Swiss chard is a regular part of your meals, your body might be reacting to oxalate buildup, vitamin K overload, or both. Now, this doesn't mean Swiss chard is poison. It's not. For many people, it's a healthy food. But for seniors dealing with foot numbness, tingling, or nerve pain, it may need to be limited or rotated out. The key is not to eat the same high oxalate, high vitamin K greens every day. Variety helps your body recover. It reduces the risk of buildup, and it gives your circulation and nerves a break. Here's what you can do. Cook your Swiss chard well. Boiling can lower oxalate levels. Avoid eating it raw in salads or juicing it. Rotate with low oxalate greens like romaine lettuce, arugula, or beet greens. Drink more water during the day to help your kidneys flush out excess oxalates. If you're taking blood thinners, track your vitamin K intake from all food sources, not just leafy greens. And pay attention to your body. Keep a small journal and jot down how your feet feel after meals. You might notice a pattern. Sometimes your body gives you clear signs. You just need to stop and listen. If numbness gets worse after certain meals, there's a reason. If you feel swelling or tingling after eating something you thought was healthy, don't ignore it. It doesn't mean you have to give up on eating well. It just means you need to adjust for your age, your medication, and your personal health. Your feet are important. They carry you every day. They need good blood flow, strong nerves, and a body that's not inflamed. Swiss chard may look healthy, but if it's part of your regular meals and you're dealing with nerve problems, it might be part of the problem. So take a step back and ask yourself, how often do I eat Swiss chard? How do my feet feel after I eat it? Is it worth the discomfort? Or can I try something else for a while? You've made it this far. You're paying attention to your health. That's the most important thing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe so you keep getting science-backed tips to live a very healthy life. Every fact in this video is backed by real science, and every reference is linked in the description.